Hello students, today we will be discussing about thermodynamic processes in chapter 4. These processes are used for different engines. An engine is a device which operates on a thermodynamic cycle to convert thermal energy or heat to mechanical energy or work. This is the main purpose of an engine. An engine runs on a thermodynamic cycle, and a cycle comprises of two or more number of processes, and all these thermodynamic cycles will depend on these four processes which we are discussing in this chapter. Okay, we are mainly discussing about non-flow process. That means these processes are for only closed system. This process can also be done for open systems, but we are discussing mainly for closed system in this chapter. Okay. So here, say first process is constant volume process. It is also known as isochoric process. And as the name indicates, here volume remains constant during the process, and here constant pressure process is called as isobaric process. So pressure will be constant in this process. So as the unit of the pressure is bar, that is why it is called as isobaric process. And the third process is constant temperature process. It is also known as constant temperature process is known as isothermal process. So here temperature means heat means thermal. So here temperature is constant. Even though the state of the system changes from a point 1 to point 2, these properties will be constant during this process. And fourth one is adiabatic process. And in this adiabatic process, heat transfer will be 0. That means heat transfer between system and surroundings will be 0 in this process. Okay, so these four are the main process, and there is another process, polytropic process, which we will be discussing after these four processes. So first we will learn about constant volume process. So constant volume process is basically application of Gay-Lussac's law. If you remember this law from chapter 2, here volume is constant means, say we will draw the PV diagram for this. So that means volume is constant. So this is point 1 and say this is point 2. Here volume is constant, but it is changing, the pressure is changing from 1 to V is equal to constant. That means V1 is equal to V2. Volume at this state is equal to volume at this state. Okay, this is how constant volume process works. That means, say suppose there is a piston and cylinder arrangement like this. So here it is initially at some V1 volume, but pressure is decreasing. So if heat is rejected from the system to the surroundings, what happens to the pressure? The temperature decreases, so the pressure also decreases. That means at constant volume, from Gay-Lussac's law, at constant volume, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. If pressure decreases, temperature decreases. If temperature increases, pressure also increases. So from this, you know that P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So V1 V1 cancels out. We will get P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. This is applied for constant volume process. So during this process, if you apply first law to the process, Q is equal to delta U plus W. Okay. So if heat is added or rejected during constant volume process, Q is equal to mCV delta T. This is by definition of specific heat at constant volume. Here volume is constant, so heat is added or rejected means that will be equal to Q is equal to mCV delta T. And the expression for work done is integral PdV. If you remember this, it is always equal to this. That means area under PV diagram. Here area under PV diagram is 0. So there is no change in volume. So dV is constant means dV is equal to 0 means this will be equal to 0. During constant volume process, work is equal to 0. If you apply, submit this. So Q is equal to delta U is equal to mCV delta T. This is the formulas for Q and delta U. Whereas for work, it is equal to 0. This is how a constant volume process will be there. Generally, constant volume process is used for heat addition or heat rejection. Heat addition or heat rejection. Okay. If you go to the next process, which is constant pressure process. So another name for constant pressure process is isobaric process. Here pressure is equal to constant and it follows the law, Charles law. At constant pressure, volume is directly proportional to temperature. Okay. So before going this, we will write we will draw the PV diagram. So here pressure is constant means so P1, so this is 1, this is 2, P1 is equal to P2. So area under this diagram will be the work done, and so as per Charles law, temperature is proportional to volume. Temperature is proportional to volume. That means V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2, or P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Since pressure is constant, P1 P2 cancels out and we will get V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. We will apply the same. Q is equal to Q is equal to delta U plus W. Okay. So here it is constant pressure process. So heat addition will be equal to mCp delta T. And we know that change in internal energy is always equal to mCv delta T. Always delta U is equal to mCv delta T, because the total heat will be, if it is at constant volume, total heat, as in this case, total heat will be equal to change in internal energy. So change in internal energy will be equal to mCv delta T. If you want to calculate W is equal to Q minus delta U. So mCp delta t minus mCv delta t, that is equal to Cp minus Cv is equal to R mR delta t, or mR T2 minus T1. So mR T1 T2 is equal to P2, PV is equal to mRT. So mR T2 is equal to P2 V2 minus mR T1 is equal to P1 V1. Here P2 is equal to P1. So if you write P into V2 minus V1, this is the expression for work. And also if you calculate the area under PV diagram, it is equal to, it is a rectangle. So length into breadth. So length is P, this is P, and this is V2, this is V1. P into V2 minus V1. This is, so if you can calculate from this or also from this, both will be same. This is constant pressure process. This is also mainly used for heat addition and also for heat rejection during a cycle. That is why we are getting specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume. These two processes, heat addition will be there during any cycle. And coming to third process, which is constant temperature process. Constant temperature process. So here temperature is equal to constant, and this follows Boyle's law. Boyle's law states that at constant temperature pressure is inversely proportional to volume. That means if volume increases, pressure decreases, and if pressure increases, volume decreases. Okay, this is also known as isothermal process. In this, if you draw the PV diagram, since temperature is equal to constant, P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2, or PV is equal to constant. That means it will be a rectangular hyperbola like this. This is 1, this is 2. Okay. This area under PV diagram will be your work done. You can calculate like this, W. Okay. So since it is a isothermal process or constant temperature process, delta U is equal to mCv delta T. So there is no delta T. Okay, this will be 0. So delta U will also be 0. So during isothermal process, change in internal energy is equal to 0. So if you apply first law, Q is equal to delta U plus W. Since delta U is equal to 0, whatever the heat is given will be converted to work done. Q is equal to W. Now we will see what happens to this formula. So if you find out the work done, it is equal to heat transferred. So general expression for work done is W equal to integral PdV. Now we will see how to calculate this. So we know that PV is equal to constant. So P is equal to constant by V. So here P1 V1 is equal to, we can assume it as a constant. So this can be written as P1 V1 by P. So here you have to observe one thing, P1 V1 are constants. That means we know the values at here and here. pressure and volume here and pressure and volume here. So those values, these are constants, whereas V is a variable. P and V are variables. If you submit this here, integral P1 V1 by V dV. So if you take out P1 V1 can be taken out because they are constants. So 1 by V, integral of 1 by V is log base C can be written as ln, natural logarithm, that is why log base C is written as ln V. So you are integrating from 1 to 2, so upper limit is 1, upper limit is 2, lower limit is 2. P1 V1 ln V2 minus ln V1. Log A minus log B is equal to log A by B, if you remember. So that is equal to P1 V1 ln V2 by V1. This is the expression for work done. This can be written in many forms because we know that P1 V1 is equal to MRT ln V2 by V1. So here P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2. So MRT1 ln P1 by P2. You can also write like this. Okay, these are all expressions for work, as well as this is equal to Q is equal to W. These are the formulas for heat transfer during a isothermal process. Okay, and fourth one is adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, I have told you that Q is equal to 0. So if you apply that same formula here, which is Q is equal to delta U plus W. Here Q is 0, so W is equal to minus delta. What this means is, if work is done on the system, internal energy will increase because W is negative, so internal energy will increase. If work is done by the system, internal energy will decrease. This is how adiabatic process works. If you draw the PV diagram for this adiabatic process, so PV or PV power gamma is, so adiabatic process follows the law PV power gamma. So gamma is also known as adiabatic index. So which is the ratios of Cp by Cv, and for air gamma is equal to 1.4. Okay, so if you draw, the slope will be slightly higher than isothermal process, and here 1 to 2. This is the area under PV diagram. So we will take a small strip, and here the value is P, and this is dV. Okay, if you want to measure the work done, W is equal to integral P dV. Okay, we know that PV power gamma is equal to constant. That means P1 V1 power gamma is equal to constant. That is equal to PV power gamma. So P is equal to P1 V1 power gamma by V power gamma. So substituting this here, P power gamma into dV. So here P1 V1 are constants, so this is also from 1 to 2. P1 V1 power gamma are constants, take them out, integral dV by V power gamma. Rewriting this, V power minus gamma dV, it is like x power n. For x power n, integration is x power n plus 1, that means V power minus gamma plus 1 by minus gamma plus 1 from 1 to 2. You substitute 2 and 1, it will become P1 V1 power gamma multiplied by V2 power 1 minus gamma by 1 minus gamma minus V1 power 1 minus gamma by 1 minus gamma. This is how definite integral works. Okay. After this, if you multiplied P1 V1 power gamma, or you simply, I will write P2 V2 power gamma multiplied by V2 power 1 minus gamma by 1 minus gamma minus P1 V1 gamma multiplied by V1 power 1 minus gamma by 1 minus gamma. I have written P1 V1 power gamma as P2 V2 power gamma. For adiabatic process, this is the equation. P1 V1 power gamma is equal to P2 V2 power gamma. So if you multiply these two, gamma cancels out. So it will be P2 V2 by 1 minus gamma minus P1 V1 by 1 minus gamma, that is equal to. So if you multiply with minus P2, this become plus. So P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by gamma minus 1. This is the expression for work done in a adiabatic process. This is the work done for adiabatic process. And since it is a since here heat transfer is 0, the same expression can be used for internal. Okay, so you may think that we know that delta U is equal to mCV delta T, right? But how can it become like this? So if you rewrite this mCV into delta T, that means T2 minus T1, right? Here CV is, we know that CV is equal to R by gamma minus 1, right? So if you submit this here, m into R by gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1, right? So MRT2 is equal to, this is equal to minus delta U1, right? So minus, there will be another minus here, minus, okay, minus of MRT2 is P2 V2, MRT1 is P1 V1. So this is equal to P2 V2, P minus, if minus goes inside, it will be equal to P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by gamma minus 1. C equal to, that is not CV, minus delta U, or W is equal to, same formula, you can derive like this or like this. the thing is same. Okay, this is how adiabatic process works, and you have to remember that during adiabatic process heat transfer is always 0. That is why it is called as adiabatic process. There will be no heat transfer, only work transfer will be there, and there will be decrease in internal energy. So how an adiabatic process works is like this. Say there is an adiabatic, you have to do an adiabatic process. What we will do is, there is a piston and cylinder, right? So this whole cylinder will be insulated so that there will be no heat transfer. Then only this internal energy is converted to work. Okay, but in reality this is not possible. Q cannot be 0. And also another process which is not possible is, we have discussed during reversibility and all. Another process is isothermal process. In isothermal process, what happens? So if there is a piston and cylinder, if you have to compress, you have to do it in very slow, so that always heat transfers from here to here, and this temperature in the system is constant. This is also not possible because this temperature cannot be constant, and you cannot do a process in very slow. Generally cycle will be, any process, any engine, the cycle will be very fast. This is also not possible. So this adiabatic process follows PV power gamma is equal to constant, and this isothermal process follows PV is equal to constant. So to compensate these two processes, a real process which is called as polytropic process is defined. So generally polytropic process can be used to define any process, and it follows the law PV power N is equal to constant. Here N is called polytropic index. Say suppose if N is equal to 0, it becomes P is equal to constant, which is isobaric process. If N is equal to say 1, PV is equal to constant, which is isothermal process. Say if I substitute N is equal to gamma, it becomes PV power gamma is equal to constant, which is adiabatic process. And similarly, if N is equal to say infinity, you will get volume is equal to constant, which is isochoric process. This polytropic process can be defined by it can be used to define any process with varying value of polytropic index. If you denote these same during a PV process on a PV diagram, generally say this is the process for pressure is equal to constant, which is isobaric process, and here N is equal to 0, right? Similarly, if it is a vertical process, that means here volume is equal to constant and N is equal to infinity. N is equal to infinity. So here N is equal to 0, here N is equal to infinity. So isothermal process whose value is n is equal to 1, then PV is equal to constant, right? So during an isothermal process, it will be close to isobaric process. This is isothermal process and n is equal to 1. For adiabatic process, it will be like this, where PV power gamma is equal to constant and n is equal to gamma or 1.4. So for a polytropic process, it will be between 1 and 1.4. The minimum is 1, maximum is 1.4 for n value, because it is a practical approach of isothermal or adiabatic process. This will be PV power n when n is equal to 1 to 1.4. Okay, this is how a polytropic works, because we cannot maintain constant temperature and also we cannot maintain zero heat transfer. That is why all practical adiabatic or isothermal processes will be polytropic process. You can also say like this: a polytropic process is a almost adiabatic process with minimum heat transfer. There will be very minute heat transfer, but still it will be there. Okay, so if you draw the PV diagram for polytropic process, it will be like this, and it follows the law PV power n is equal to constant. Okay, so you can follow the same rule to find out the work done during a polytropic process. Here the formula will be similar, because here instead of gamma there will be n. So W will be P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1. This is the formula for work done. If you see the formula for delta U, it is same, mCV delta T. Okay, so similarly if you write m r by gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1, so delta U will be P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by gamma minus 1. This is the expression for here. Change in internal energy is not equal to work, because there is a minute heat transfer. So if you want to calculate the Q, so we know that Q is equal to delta U plus W. So if you add these two, P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1 plus P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by gamma minus 1 minus gamma minus. So n minus 1 into gamma minus 1. So if you cross multiply this, it will become gamma minus 1 multiplied by P1 V1 minus P2 V2 plus n minus 1 multiplied by P2 V2 minus P1. So gamma into P1 V1 minus gamma into P2 V2 minus P1 V1 plus P2 V2 plus n into P2 V2 minus n into P1 V1 plus, sorry, this will be minus P2 V2 plus P1. So plus P1 V1 minus P1 V1 plus P2 V2 minus P2 V2 cancels out by n minus 1 into gamma minus 1. So this is equal to gamma into P1 V1 minus, so take gamma minus n from this and this. So gamma minus n into P1 V1 minus gamma minus n into P2 V2 by n minus 1 into gamma minus 1. So if you take gamma minus 1 out, it will be gamma minus n into P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1 into gamma minus 1. So after this, if you rewrite this, gamma minus n by gamma minus 1 multiplied by P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1. If you observe this, this is the formula for work done which we have got here. Okay, so we can write Q is equal to, heat transfer is equal to gamma minus n by gamma minus 1 multiplied by W. This is the expression for heat transfer during a polytropic process. If you observe this closely, if so, to make PV power n is equal to constant to PV power gamma equal to constant, that means a polytropic process into adiabatic process, n is equal to gamma. If you substitute n is equal to gamma, this becomes 0. That means it is indeed a adiabatic process. That is how you can verify a this is how you can verify a different process in a polytropic process. In the next class, we will summarize these formulas and we will do problems on these processes. Okay, we'll continue in the next class.